Welcome back, everybody, for more Let's Play Martian Memorandum. Hopefully you figured it out by now. We've got to travel somewhere to figure out who might give us a lead on where Cooper Bradbury, leader of the mutants on Mars, is. He's a mutant, and he's on Mars. He's got a grudge. That's right, Bradley Erickson. He'll know. Off a dirty street down a short-list alley, I find the street address for Brad Erickson. Didn't we do this? I push the buzzer. No answer. I knock on the door for a while till the light goes on. The door slides open and a figure stands quietly staring at me. His looks even shock me a bit. Maybe he'd been struck by something thrown from a passing aircraft, because Brad Erickson appears in this light to be 6 feet of breathing, walking vomit. We've seen him before. What can I do for you? Well, we've seen his reaction to most of these. We need one. Where? I'm not seeing it. Where am I not? Why do I not see Cooper Bradbury? There it is. Cooper's a militant freak who thinks that freaks are the rightful heir to Mars. He's been a friend of mine since I was a kid. If you want to talk to him, try this address in the mutant side of Marinara City. See, he trusts us. Thank you again, man. You may be a mutant, but you're one of the best people in this game. You actually want to do the right thing, kind of. I mean, yeah, you have a little bit of a grudge against your father, but hey. Okay. Excuse me. Bradley Erickson had given me a hot tip on the whereabouts of Cooper Bradbury. Brad had told me about an alley in Freaktown near the radioactive slag heap. Stepping from behind a street lamp, Bradbury is the king of freaks. Radiation had done its job on this guy. His huge concave forehead is covered with the green fungus that grows from the thousands of tiny holes that were left in his head after his hair dropped out. His nose is like a sow's. You could stare straight into his head through it. His eyes are wide-set and mongoloid in appearance. His teeth would look good on a 12-year-old horse, if he hadn't been missing the front too. Yeah, he's had it kind of rough. So let's talk to him. Not much else. I don't know what he's going to see. I don't normally help out one scum like you, but I've been told you're resourceful. Remember my warnings, Murphy. I expect you to sell us a stone if you find it. I lead the rightful heirs to this planet. Mutants were the first settlers of this world. Now we intend to take the planet back from outlanders. You have no right to be here. And you see, the thing is, we don't want to be here. We want to be back on Earth, where the air is breathable. Brad is the mutant son of Marshall Alexander, who is given away because of his deformities. When we take over terraform on Mars, he will take his rightful place at the head of that company on this planet. Okay? Michelle is the wife of Nathan Bloodborne. What did you... Get back down there. Nathan, the son of Robert Bloodworth, the leader of the early colonists on Mars that were slaughtered by the Stanton expedition. At least you're a motive. Well, let's start with Marshall. Word has spread fast on Alexander. We found out he obtained the stone. He's oppressed us for years, making us his service and breaking promises. He was always able to thwart our plans, and now we know why. Through the Oracle Stone, he could anticipate our movements and read our thoughts. It's a pretty powerful stone. Terraform will soon be ours. We will use its resources to make Mars a cleaner, better world than your Earth. Well, after looking at Earth, that's not a hard thing to do. Collier Stanton was a very clever man. He tricked Robert Bloodworth, the leader of the early mutant colonists, into allowing them into their settlement. Once inside, they slaughtered these people like dogs. Then they bombed the settlement to make it appear to be an accident. When the truth was found out, he escaped to Earth and just disappeared. As far as I'm concerned, he sold out to people like you. He's a brilliant surgeon, though. Another Earth-owned business we intend to nationalize. Okay. Stanton Expedition was a scientific group that came to study the Martian ruins discovered in 2015. The leader was a man named Collier Stanton. Another Outlander? We'll get rid of him and other Earth slime when the time comes. Don't know anything. What about that? Rick Logan. Marshall Alexander's daughter? I don't have any idea where she is, and we have sources everywhere. Maybe she isn't on ours anymore. Maybe she got back to Earth. No. The head of the terraform plant. For now. You have a lot to say. That Martian stone should be ours, Murphy, and I'm prepared to pay handsomely for it. The first settlers on this planet were outcasts, and Alexander killed people like us for it. We deserve the stone and the right to this planet. Mars is our home. To us, Earth is just a nice place to visit. People like you and the others should go back to Earth. We'd like to. We're prepared to push all the norms off our world. The stone will help us do that. If you get the stone, you'd better make sure it comes to us or you won't get off Mars alive. Dangerfield? I've got an idea where you'll find Thomas Dangerfield. It's rumored he's building some machine in the caverns near the terraform power plant, but knowing where he might be is not enough. It seems he's figured out the ancient Martian interlocking mechanism. No one can get into the cavern without a device for the mechanism, but here's the location. Jane? Nope. Dick? Castro's a cruel, vicious snake. He runs the golden bucket and has bled the people dry as well as forced competition out. He's a freak, but his mannerisms make him more like your people than ours. He's looking for the stone as well and will kill anyone who stands in his way. I think we learned that one firsthand. Rocky's just a big, stupid fool. She may be the only truly decent person on this planet. Deacon Hawk leads a cult that worships the peaceful ways of the long-dead ancient Martian culture. That may be the way of the future, but first there must be a violent revolution. Well, okay. That's interesting. And now, we are very close to the end of the game, in case you haven't figured it out. Really, really close, folks. I may be able to finish it up in the next video. Okay, so now we have to travel. And let's see. Terraform Mansfield's home. Cave. I think cave is where we gotta go, isn't it? The coordinates for Thomas Dangerfield are near the mouth of a large cavern about 2 kilometers from the power plant. I enter the opening and find a set of stairs winding down inside the mountain. The stairs seem endless, but eventually I find myself in a narrow corridor. Ooh, narrow corridors. Yes, I want to overwrite. Hell, let's just blunder blindly. No death? And nothing to look at either. Good grief. A door. A small hole in the door made to accept an interlock card. You know, I'm resaving right here. I don't want to make that walk again. Oh, obviously. Interlock key. There we go. Insert the card into the slot. Let's walk away now. Not a good move. The door slams shut behind me. And who's this? In a shaky voice, she responds. Alexis Alexander stands there nervously, staring at me with the huge fawn-like eyes. Her hair is the gold of old paintings and is tousled enough, but not too much. Her face is strong but beautiful. She has a full set of curves which nobody had been able to improve on. She is frightened, but it looked as if she could smile easily. Her eyes are crystal blue and clear. Her mouth is large and sensual. You didn't give her a voice? The most important person. We've been looking all over for you, and you no voice. Really? No voice at all? Good grief. You could have come up with a voice. And she's crying. They tell me he's dead. I feel badly because he was my father, but he wasn't a good man. I never knew about my father's past. He was cruel to those around him, but he always was good to me. Then I found out that his real name was Collier Stanton, the man who massacred that colony. I wanted to hurt him. I knew stealing the stone would get back at him. Okay. Father's corporation is nothing more than a bloody sham. Collier Stanton and my father are the same person. Why are you... This is the truth. Don't give me the shaky eye thing there. Built an empire of blood. I'm trying to hurry. Chuck's okay. He can be asleep, but he's been good to me. No, not MGM. Woman's a witch. She wants my father's estate. Yeah, what a lush. I'm going to go through all these, and then I'm going to cut the video. Expedition came to this planet to do a feasibility study for mining the pure silicon on the planet. Father's leader. He found out about the stone and devised a plan to get it away from the early colonists. What about Chantal? You know anything? I was her roommate for a while, but she got so strung out on drugs I had to leave. He's a dirty louse. Thomas Dangerfield told me how he used Rick to seduce me and trick me into stealing the Oracle Stone from my father. How could I have been so stupid to fall for a creep like that? I had no idea stealing the stone from my father would cause such a mess. No. I worked for the guy occasionally. Helped pay the rent. Rick told me about the Oracle Stone my father murdered for. He said it was a rare artifact that must be returned to the families of those who found it. The night I disappeared, I found the combination to the safe and stole the stone. I arranged to meet Rick. He sent me to Mars with it, and later said he would meet up with me later. I can't talk today. Dangerfield? He's out of his mind. He says the Oracle Stone will allow him to do whatever he wants. He's built some machine and says it will magnify the power of the stone to an incredible level. Jane's a good friend. Let me stay at her place for a while. Hung out at his place? Don't know. Don't know. I heard... No, Dangerfield wanted to kill him. My stepbrother Bradley has been horribly disfigured through exposure to genetically mutated material. No. Fedora found out my father's real name was Stanton. Okay. No. Have you got a plan to get us out, or did you just stumble in? Don't know anything about Robert Bloodworth. Well, on that note, save on 6. Yes, I want to overwrite. But on that note, it's time to cut the video, and when I come back, we should finish this game! So until then, take care everyone. See you later.